Alright. Ranked Brawl still. I haven't played in a couple days, but here we are with Kinnan. I'm still at the top of Platinum, I believe. This is a bit swingy, like it's a very good commander, but if you whiff on that activation, it does feel kind of bad. You can't get stuff like Agent of Treachery, because Agent of Treachery is a human, but most of the really scary things aren't humans. We have Eldrazi. It's been a minute since I've played this. It's a lot of early mana things, so doubling all of your stuff is great. I don't actually know the precise balance of how many cheap things you put in the deck and how many giant payoffs you put in the deck. However, because you can cast these out of your hand, you don't have to spin. It doesn't seem like you can go wrong putting like 5 more than you might think. You could just cast them. So it might just lean more into that. But it does feel slightly too light on the ramp spells here. You can't cast stuff like Rampant Growth. I mean, you can cast Rampant Growth, but you'd prefer it to be something that, taps for 2. So that's more what I'm doing. I think the 3 mana rocks are on the slower end, but if the breakpoints are the same, where you would like kind of activate on the same turn anyways, even if you had like 3 mana rocks instead of just 1s and 2s, suppose they make sense to play. I'm not entirely certain. Mox Opal is in here. It doesn't seem like it's right. It was one of the first cards I put in, and now that I'm looking at it and it's done, it doesn't really look like it's ever going to get Metalcraft. I could probably play the artifact lands to make it easier, but if you can get this to work, it does seem very good. The green ley line that taps I think your creatures tap for an extra green. I would rather that just be a mana dork itself. So that's what I did, but it was in here for a second. It just seemed like a mana dork would be better. Yeah, for now, I think I actually am going to try just another mana dork in that spot. Staff of Domination, I see it in lists, but it doesn't seem like it can consistently go crazy outside of like just drawing Rofellos. Like you can untap a creature, and as long as that creature, I guess, taps for what, 5, you're good. So like Fanatic of Ronus can sometimes do it. Maybe that's worth it, but it seems all over the place to me. Like you need a particular setup that isn't inherently tied to your commander. So it's kind of weird. I have not seen a Kinnan deck win with this card like Rofellos can. So I don't really know if I like it. I just thought I'd put it in here to talk about it because, again, I see it in lists online and I've been just perusing. But after having just talked about it, I'm going to just add it on the Minidork instead. But yeah, there's some exceptionally good hits and then some like mid-range okay ones. I don't know if Tooth and Nail is great. It might just be fine as another thing to just slide in here. It's not like it's uncastable, right? Especially if the 7 is fine. You just put them from your hand into play. Or, I guess, get 2 and then cast them later if you're just not at 9. But who knows? But yeah, I'm going to add 2 mana dorks and then we'll send it. Alright. No one believes in me. That's a that's a name. I'm sure that's not true, opponent. I believe in you. You can do it. I mean, I hope I win, but, We have a Subtlety? Excuse me. No, we have a Learn Reveal. Okay. I assume they play a Mana Rock, but I'm not entirely sure how this deck like does the thing. Alright, it doesn't. Like this. Alright. I can't say I fully expected that, but there it is, happening. I have little respect for Wash Away, but it looks like that might be what's going on here. Okay. You also have Wash Away? Nope. Let's play the Menadork again. Maybe a bounce spell? Huh, no. They drew a land for the turn. Ideally, there's no 1-mana blue spell that's exceptionally relevant right now. Appears to not be. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. Oh! Oh no. Oh no. They don't have the mana to pay for pact negation. Okay. They have Demolition Field. I don't really have to worry about this here. They shuffle anyways. Oh, well, they might shuffle. I don't know. Maybe they don't. It's only a 2/2. Okay. They could have done that at any point. They didn't have to do that right then and there, so that's kind of interesting. Bit surprising, honestly. I can cast my commander 2 turns in a row. Correct. Alright, infinite 1-mana blue spells so far. I will fetch now. I lost my breeding pool, because of course I did, but I'll still fetch anyways. I guess I should have thought further about that. Okay, they could have just done this to Kinnan, so I'm a bit confused. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I'm sure it's got its reasons. That was their draw for the turn. I kind of doubt there's even more permission. It doesn't seem like there is, but I guess there could be. It doesn't seem like there is. Okay, that's just kind of ridiculous. I put his head as nothing but counter spells, but you kind of need to win the game with something. They're currently not really doing. This needs land witness protection. It does not have it. So now we're in an exceedingly favorable position. And I don't think I have to do anything. I'm just not interested in doing anything. I've never seen a Thought Scour before. Okay. Okay. Well, that's probably the best hit possible. I probably just win. I don't think there's anything they can do. They can't target it. Wait. Yeah, they sacrifice all their permanents because they have no more permanents than that. Yeah, this is the struggle of countering just mana dorks and stuff. Like, I can eventually just draw a giant threat. I don't actually have to spin Kinnan to do this, but we certainly hit an exceptionally good one. You can't Chrome Mox Emrakul, but I still will keep this. And I think I just get rid of Fierce Guardianship. Or I could take my time. I don't really know what a turn 1 Bloom Tender, like my next turn isn't really that fancy. You know, like I might as well just chill. Oh, this is a Lurrus deck. That's cool. How do you not cast your commander? That's crazy. That is perfectly fine. Love to see it. All right, let's play Kinnan now. I guess it's annoying to deal with 2 turns in a row, I guess, and I can recast it, and I have nothing else to do, so. But I do need to find something. I could also just simply play 3 lands. That is something. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually, that's perfect, right? Because now Chrome Mox stats for 2. Unfortunately, no, wait, I can, no, I can't set it up. I can't set it up. Okay. Yeah, I can't set it up. Let's do that, and then just pass. Sure. Okay. Opponent is shields down. I would not have swung there. Yep. I probably would not have swung there. So we play these 2. Right? Yeah. And then just swing. And lose to Damnation. Not quite what I expected there. Opt is odd. Huh. Very strange. I'm here for it. That is also odd. Okay. Interesting. Let's play Jink Ataxius, lose a mana drain? Oh wait, I can't do that. Never mind. I need to play this, right? Yeah, so I guess Druid and play this and just pass. I can't activate it. I don't want a Sylvan Tutor. Yeah, it's kind of a funky looking turn, but such is the way of things. Do I care about this? Unfortunately, I do care about this. Does my opponent have... Wash Away? I think they have Wash Away. Still susceptible to a sweeper. There are counterspells in here, just didn't draw any. No sweeper. So this should be green. And I can set up the top. Oh, I can just do this. Oh, beautiful. All right. Yep. Sweet. That's fine. Colony Garden. Whoa. that's pretty cool, I guess. That does not work in this matchup, unfortunately. I do have 5 mana. Ancient's thingy, sure. Not a great draw. I guess I'll play it, but it really doesn't do much. Faceless Haven is nuts. They haven't played a single Snowland. Is there a combo or something? This is also kind of odd. There's like enough 2-mana ramp spells and stuff to not play the mana rocks on 3. This is looking like a Lumra mana base or something. Yeah, I don't really survive that. Come on, man. Come on. Ugh. They had to read Defense of the Heart. I don't know why. Now there's like nothing at all I can do. I don't... Is there even a draw that matters? Draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Nope, that doesn't do it. I don't think there's a single card that matters. Great. Nope, of course not. I guess I shouldn't have swung. Whoops. Yeah, I should have left them with the stupid plant. That was a completely horrendously stupid decision. Now this doesn't work. Okay, they blew it up anyways. I don't know if I would have done that. I don't really know why they did that. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Okay, it's not an Emrakul deck. What? What? All right. What? That's unbelievable. Looks like yeah, throwing the thing just didn't matter, so I guess I take Cityscape Leveler and what does Titan of Industry do? No, I should take Cityscape and then play Kogla and kill the Ralph, so they have to recast it. Does that matter? I don't think my opponent cares about that, so maybe I just play a death-touching creature. I don't think they care at all about me killing their commander. I'm just blown away I didn't get Emrakul, honestly. Okay. Yep. It does die in this combat. I can't play even cost cards. Okay. So can't block with even cost creatures, of course. Why not? That's the first Void Winnower I've ever seen. I can blow it up, and then I can... I don't really know. I do have to blow it up, though. This has been an absolutely like circus level game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose that's all she wrote, then. All right, unbelievable. I didn't get hit by a giant crazy thing, and I also threw my own Defense of the Heart, and then they blew it up anyways, so I guess it didn't matter. But the first attack trigger just getting this is wild. I don't think this belongs in your deck. I don't understand. But it's not like it didn't do anything, but it's certainly not Void Winnower, you know. This does certainly seem Eldrazi themed. Actually, let me think about it. Okay, if they did not Besage you, it would have happened at some point in this game, and they can't have that happen. So they do have to blow it up. They do have to blow it up. Emotional roller coaster, I guess. Land tax? What? Okay. You know what? I shouldn't have played around anything. I should have just went all in last turn. That was a mistake. Or, you know, I should have went more in last turn. I'm not going to do anything about land tax, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I should have went more in last turn. I don't know what I was thinking about. All basics. That's odd. Oh, maybe not. Okay, even more basics. They actually just out-ramped their own land tax, so kind of interesting. There's no reason to play this on my turn. I'd rather surprise my opponent on their turn. So I'll just swing and... Wait, I gotta do... Hold on. Yeah, alright. It looked like this was castable with the Kinnan, I guess. Not swinging. Because that would be 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, with that. Probably better than 2 damage, not gonna lie. This plays around counter magic though. Okay, that actually worked out perfectly, because now I have a way to get this through all the time. Play bird. And I suppose I'll play land. And now I can't swing. I think Jin-Gitaxias is probably better than anything else I could have done, and I probably should have done it. So that's my bad. I did the math and then forgot about Springleaf Drum. I'll play... I guess I play nothing? There's some pretty good draws here with Jin-Gitaxias. We'll see if I hit any. Let's do... this. Oh, but then I don't have a second spell. I don't have a second spell anyways. Tragic, yeah. Alright, that should just be game. Especially if they swing. Yeah, alright, that's just game. I didn't need to do that, but yeah. Alright, I took a turn off. I messed up my mana. I swung when... Honestly, I kind of messed up 2 turns because I could have played this faster, but I was respecting something that probably wasn't even there anyways, and it did slow me down. But yeah, it was a mistake to swing here. This showed up a turn later, and there was absolutely no reason to do that. Oh wow, Kaya. Is this the 6? No, that doesn't look like the 6 mana one. What is this? Never mind, it's the 6 mana one. Okay. Probably not ever hard casting this, but I'm not going to get rid of this hand. Okay. They had to think about that. I don't really know what that means, but they did have to think about it. I can play Kinnan, I suppose, into swords or whatever. Probably not a good idea to do nothing. Sure. When this end step, if you gain a life, beginning your end step, you can lose. Interesting card. I like that. I like it. So I can play Rofellos, which would then tap for 2. I don't really have anything else to do. I can still swing for 2 here. Probably not a good idea. Just to make it easier to cast these in case there's some devastating like 2 sweepers at the same time type deal. I'll put that on top of my opponent's deck. Seems like a comfortable spot for that card. For me, at least. What is it? Now I have to read it. Target non-land, non-permanent it controls. Then you may discard if you do duplicate a permanent in your hand. So they get a version of this and they blow up mine. I think that's a worth it trade-off, right? What if I just didn't do anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What if I did nothing and just did these 2? All right. Tragic. No big deal. Wasn't like a exceedingly crucial moment to have that work. I can set my opponent back a mana. I'd still rather just spin the wheel, honestly. I would rather just spin the wheel. Yep. I don't know if they played a land, but if they didn't, they probably wanted to do that on their own turn. If they could have, yeah. Okay, go figure. Go figure. Okay, well, I'm slowly getting to Emrakul mana. And I don't want my opponent to minus on my Summon Bahamut. That would probably be not good. Okay. Actually, did I shuffle since I've spun Kinnan? Wonder if I was supposed to do that different there. Oh my goodness. Okay, well. Can I cast Emrakul? Alright, at least I can just cast this. That was a lot of just not good hits. Huh. A lot of not good hits there. But fortunately it doesn't matter. That they phase out till their next turn. My opponent has had all the appropriate game changers to remain in this game. That is a little crazy to me. And there is nothing I can do, so... Okay. Literally just had Farewell to Fairy's Protection. Because it's only necessary that they now draw a sweeper. You can still draw a sweeper. I didn't. Alright, well... I mean, yep. Them's the breaks sometimes. Oh, I hit diamond. Cool. I hit diamond. Look at that. I mean, it's Kinnan. It's still really good. This is wild. This is a wild card. I like it. But yeah, Farewell to Fairy's Protection, 1 ring. Oh, and I guess this thing. Which, I mean, it's just a mana rock, but They had two mana rocks in a black-white deck. There's not a ton of these available. Their commander makes it hard to activate and hit something crazy because they could just steal it effectively. I expect Diamond to really be the most competitive area by like a lot. So because once you hit Mythic, you can just mess around. It doesn't matter unless you're trying to climb Mythic for some reason. All right, well I have the Cavernous Souls. We'll see if it matters. It probably runs all the cards that ignore Cavern on top of the ones that don't. All right, they see Cavern. It makes it unfortunate. That means they just play their commander this turn instead. Oh, the power of Peak. Very good. Very, very good. Yep, they would not play their commander if they didn't know about it. So let's... Druid. And then I guess... this one? Because it has the chance to become a Death Toucher, and that makes Katara problematic at swinging. Like, it's not free to swing. They do swing. I will absolutely ask the question, can you do something about this? They can. Okay, well, I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay. How many 1-minute spells can they have? A lot of 1-minute spells. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't do anything other than activate Kinnan, which is awful. Ugh. Alright, well. This constant instant cursory is understand type of 2 target creatures. Okay, that doesn't matter. That does not matter. I can play Hullbreaker, but that also doesn't really do anything. They could just bounce it, and I'm back to having nothing. I'll play around, I don't know, Alright, their commander's gone. Talarian Terror? What? Okay, so let's just pass again? What if I just cast Badger Mole Cub? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can cast Badger Mole Cub, I guess. Doesn't seem like I lose the game with that idea. My opponent has yet another 1 mana spell. Apparently. I always wondered if I should play Talarian Terror in decks that are like super, super competitive. I really like it. So. Alright, they don't care about anything. So I will just block that. And that's it. Go to 3. This is quite significant. It doesn't really matter what I do. I'll just play the uncounterable one. Yep, that's what I played around last time I tried to play the game. Green, green, blue, blue. No, this isn't right. I should do this and this. Wait, get me to... I don't really know why they would do that if they thought that was going to make them lose. I guess they really made me... Wait a minute, did they make me choose? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... No, okay, I can still activate Kinnan. So this wasn't tapping for anything without anything in the graveyard, which made this a bit awkward. But yeah, I know I killed things in like the least damage order, but I can just stabilize, and 2 5/5s with no additional text is just what I should respect. My opponent's looking for stuff. Killing Malcolm seems just always correct, and it seems like it was. So making the 4/4 was very good too. But yeah, the peak was absolutely massive because it means my opponent doesn't have to leave up counter magic, and they can just cast Katara on turn 2 because they know about my hand. They know about the cavern. There's no reason to leave up anything. But apart from that, yeah, that Stifle could have been bad, I suppose. But I like these 2 cards. I am excited to see these. I like that. What is Urza? Urza's the one we played earlier? Yeah. Yes. Kogla is extremely annoying for an Urza player. Well, other than it costing 6 mana, which they probably... Maybe they don't care about that part. Alright, well. Always mana rock? Right? Oh, maybe? Not quite. Not what I meant. Let's play this. And I think I just run into a counterspell. Although if they don't cast their commander... Wait, what am I doing with my commander next turn? I guess nothing? Yeah, alright, I'll just do nothing then. If it resolves... If it resolved, we still kind of had nothing until the next turn, regardless. But it's reasonable to respect something. My opponent can't play their commander this turn. Oh, now they can. Rip. That was probably their best land possible. It was like by far the best thing they could have done there. Now I don't have access to my commander. And now they can unsummon their commander too, so everything is actually just atrocious. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Ancient Tomb just kind of ignored my entire existence. Because I could just set up again and there's probably nothing I can do here. Not quite what I expected, but that is a card and it does have text. I don't really think anything in my hand is that good to cast. I mean, this is a naturalize. This is a pseudo double naturalize. It's probably a good idea to just try to not lose the game to what's in play, because I kind of am losing the game to what's in play, so... Yeah, I don't know. This is all just not looking great here. That Ancient Tomb was massive. And still kind of is, honestly. Like being absolutely soloed by Ancient Tomb. Oh yes, the old Scry 2 on top. Never a bad draw. Never a bad draw. Yep. So I'd probably lose next turn. I don't know why they changed phases for that. It didn't seem necessary. That was potentially a very good draw. Potentially. Let's fetch green so I don't do something dim. And blue. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta do this now. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, goodness. Really didn't want to have to use Mana Drain, but... not ideal. A 4/4 and naturalize the cards that can and probably will beat me. I'm going to blow up the reality chip because it's the only one with consistent, reliable card advantage. Otherwise, they're just shuffling their commander. And it looks like that is what they're going to plan on doing. So if it's random cards, I think my best bet is to play around said random cards. Still not the most reliable way of getting out of this. Okay, they didn't use their commander. I'm not totally sure why. Okay, they just top decked the other exceedingly good card. Probably one of the best cards in their deck right now. If not the best card, actually. It's just like the reality chip. Plays off the top. That was massive. Okay, one giant thing deserves another, I suppose. Was absolutely massive. It was one of the most significant things I could have hit. Very swingy game with the top decks here. I don't know, was this on the exact top? I mean, I guess I consider it a top deck. Because of the Kinnan. But it was absolutely massive. Probably the best thing I could have hit. No, I think Emrakul would still be better. Yeah, alright, Emrakul would still be better. Battle of Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb has been the best card played this game, I'll say that much. Which is not terribly surprising, even in a game where, like, Mana Drain and Kinnan have done stuff. Alright, they found bait for the Jin-Gitaxias. To get, I don't really know what through. The Ooze, what the heck does that do? It doesn't do anything, alright. Sure. I mean, I can't say it doesn't do anything. It does do something, but not really. Well, I can't, unfortunately, win with Crater Hoof. It is actually stats. It is stats. Okay, I'll play it because it's stats. And it might lead into a lethal attack. That helps. I think this wins unless they have something precise. I don't know what they could possibly have here, though. Yeah, alright, they have nothing. Alright. A shorter play session today. I'm tired. I did a lot of stuff this weekend. But, I just recorded. I didn't stream. Wanted to focus a bit more. I zipped to Diamond and then won a few games at the front of Diamond. I haven't lost in Diamond yet, but I haven't played many games in Diamond. This is really good. You know, it's good. Can't say that it isn't. I had some poor play pattern in a few. That's a tongue twister. In a few games where like stuff like Springleaf Drum is like you play it turn 1, then you play this turn 2, because then this can immediately tap for 2. Like that idea with that and the other Springleaf Drums kind of eluded me. I had forgotten about that, and I think I missed it once or twice. I don't think in those games it mattered, but you do very, very consistently do have the 7 mana thing and are leaving it up. The only thing is you just don't know what you're going to hit, and you might not hit what you need when you need it, because it's totally random and all over the place. So sometimes you whiff, right? I believe, I might have already said this before, but 2 of my losses were completely predicated on the fact that I whiffed. I did not hit anything with this, and I lost. It's just 14 mana, do nothing, is a little difficult to survive, right? Especially when the same logic... If you like this card, Vorinclex, that's kind of what happened. I Vorinclexed myself. I just tapped my lands twice, and they did nothing both of those times. Actually, it was worse than Vorinclex, because you can at least use your mana once with Vorinclex. You can at least use it once. Not so much... There's other stuff I see in lists that I don't really like. There's the Bloom Vine Regent, the 8 mana 5/5. All of your stuff, I think your lands specifically, tap for 3 times as much. Actually, how does it read? I called it Bloom Vine Regent. That's the dragon. Okay. It took me forever to find it because this Final Fantasy nonsense was in the way, but I guess I don't own it anyways. Look at that. I did not know that. I thought I owned this. I'm rather surprised. I've never like put this in a funny green deck or something. But yeah, you tap your stuff for even more. So when you do the thing with Kinnan, you suddenly can do that thing probably 3 times instead of just once, right? But really, you kind of don't. You want to just kind of skip that and have the first activation be the scary one, right? This is kind of similar to win more snowball, quote unquote. I will say this is still incredibly useful if Kinnan dies, and then you can just get it back really easily and also still use it. Like there's other things this does, but the main thing everyone would probably run it for is just you can activate Kinnan 3 times as much now instead of, whatever. But I think you just skip that. You just go right into every time you hit something, it's lights out, right? If this is the first thing you hit, you probably aren't going to spin again because you're tapped out, right? So you do that the first time, and then the next time Kinnan happens, you're just spinning 55 times. And I mean, probably going to win with those additional spins to some degree would be the idea there. But I don't know. I'm not really excited about that. Casting Craterhoof is difficult because you don't know when you're going to hit it, right? This is different now because we have Worldly Tutor and Sylvan Tutor. So it's a lot easier to just put this on top, activate, kill your opponent. You also tap your own creatures to activate this, so you have less attackers. The best this ever was a 5/5. I don't know if I like it. I really don't know if I like it. It's good with Defense of the Heart, I guess. You usually win immediately with any kind of Defense of the Heart, regardless. So do you really want Craterhoof? There's probably better options. I think there are just better options. I really do. I will say World Spine Worm is correct. This is rather difficult to consistently deal with, right? It feels really good. The 10 mana Ulamog, I think this did win a game, but it could have been a few other cards that would have effectively won all the same. And I'm not totally sold on this one. Not completely. If you're only playing against like the sweatiest of things, it might be okay. But sometimes you can't do much on your opponent's turn, and they get another turn after that one, right? So, I don't know. It does a lot of psychic damage, though. I will say that. It can emotionally cripple your opponent. But they can still win, right? They can still win. It has happened. Hullbreaker Horror is a little weird, because ideally the cards I hit don't need additional assistance, and this one kind of does. I have to actually cast spells, which Kinnan's activation is not a spell. In those matchups where you want to end step, or rather play on your opponent's end step, because it's like a control matchup, they have a bunch of counter spells and all that jazz. This doesn't really get around that, right? Now, it's uncounterable, but it resolves, and then you also need spells to go with it. I think there was a Katara game where I could have like sent it, and then I'm tapped out, and then they can interact with me all the same, like even if it was Kinnan. So like maybe I could have went for it in the game that it would have been the best in, but it's just weird because it's an uncounterable giant threat. That's the entire point of this. It seems like I'm doing an uncounterable giant threat thing instead of just activating an uncounterable giant threat thing. I don't know. And all the things you land on don't help you trigger this further. So you're kind of dependent entirely on your hand to trigger this. And sometimes that doesn't even do anything. Because if your opponent only needs a board wipe, Well, most of the, actually, pretty much every single thing that would have stopped the board wipe is stopped by the spell I cast and not the Hullbreaker Horror. And if you cast a counterspell on a sweeper to like stay in the game, and this is in play, you cannot wait, let me just triple check that. Yeah, you can't counter something and then unsummon your own spell to like effectively remand the spell, because your counterspell got unsummoned, and then there's neither this nor the counterspell targeting the sweeper anymore. So the Hullbreaker Horror like kind of has to target the spell, and then your counterspell fizzles, right? Because this resolves first. So if it was like mana drain or something, that it's kind of awkward. Now you can still bounce things, right? You can do the other thing. There's probably going to be a mana rock or something at that point in the game. But yeah, it's just weird. It's only exceptionally crazy with those like spells out of hand stuff going on. And I don't really do that. You can use it on your own turn when you top deck like a mana dork and then unsomething something important. And then now they're screwed on someone like Katara if you target it with this every time you cast a mana dork. I don't know. I really just, I gotta say, I don't like it. I don't like it. So what else? Subtlety probably would have been fine. I don't know if there's enough cards for Commandeer. I really don't know. It doesn't seem like there is. But Commandeer, you can't consistently save Kinnan against like a Fatal Push with Commandeer. You probably wouldn't really want to do that anyways, but you can't Commandeer like a board wipe either. Yeah, maybe Commandeer wouldn't work out too well. More mana dorks is fine. I'm sure CEDH Kinnan players know the critical number of giant threats. I just don't. I mean, it's a different format, but still, there's like plenty of players who just exclusively play this commander, and they know what you should be doing for giant threats and your ramp to threat ratio. But I still stand on the, if you're not sure, probably just more giant threats, because you can still just cast them from your hand, which did matter. It did matter. The knowledge of what the card you aim to cast is nice when it's out of your hand, because you know what you're going to put into play. You don't know what you're going to put into play with Kinnan. I saw an Essica deck that only had Emrakul in it. So Essica, the bridge thing, and then you just hit Emrakul on turn, I don't know, 4 or 5 or whatever. And then you just have Emrakul, and if they deal with it, you can, I believe, just continuously do it, because Emrakul just gets shuffled back in. So that's kind of neat. And if you blow up the bridge, they can just recast that, right? Like, I kind of like that idea. And you just have 5-color good stuff pile around a giant Emrakul. So you have like high buy level shrine threat things going on. And you have an entire deck of just really good stuff around that massive threat. So I might actually look into playing that next. It might be on the slower end, but I'm not sure. You do have access to all the colors. You can cast sweepers and stuff. All right, I'm rambling on about a different deck, so you know I got to stop. Otherwise, I won't stop. But yeah, this was put together fairly quickly, and I went in fairly confident, and it didn't make a lot of changes really in between games. I did add like Brainstorm, and I'm not really sure what else actually. I took out 1 or 2 giant threats. So this is just where it ended, right? Oh, the Hullbreaker and whatnot were in here, but you know what I mean, Craterhoof. So I don't know what these extra 2 things will be on the uploaded list. I actually have absolutely no idea. I mean, even an extra turn is fine, like a 7-mana extra turn. You just send it. It's like a cycling thing, and if you've ever done anything earlier with Kinnan, then now you have a second attack step, I guess, play a land or something. But I do like the counterspell package. I see Kinnan decks without it. I like it. I think they're fine. I did not seem to consistently get Metalcraft, so I don't know if Mox Opal is correct. I that's still a toss-up for me. Again, there are artifact lands, and that helps you a little bit, but not by a ton. I don't think I'm going to run 3 mana rocks. That just doesn't seem right to me. I think I still stand by that. Raphaelos was... But, you know, Raphaelos, you know, we only have to tap for 1, really. Yeah, I don't know. So, it got me into Diamond, started winning Diamond games, and I stopped. So, let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.